Welcome to this week's episode of Campbell and Jones Meet the Monsters, the podcast we chart the cinematic legacy of the classic monsters. I'm John Campbell. With me, as always, Brendan Jones.
Bloodrayne in Spain falls mainly on the plain.
Oh,
Dee.
Man, I should have seen that coming. If there was an opportunity for a My Fair Lady, then there you go. Man, I wish we were watching My Fair Lady. Because it's great.
Actually, I will say that the thing is, with what we subject ourselves to week after week, you need a palate cleanser.
You really do.
To go, oh, delightful things still exist.
Yep.
There has been wonderful things put on celluloid or digital files.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think any actual film was used in the making of this. I hope not, at least.
I don't know. It looks rich. It's richly photographed. It has that kind of depth of field and warmth that only film can provide.
Rich is not a word I would use to describe anything in 2000. What is this? 2006 is 2005. We're still in 2005. 2005.
Yeah,
Bloodrayne. Blood.
Well, I'll say this:
Rain.
It is rich in cast.
It shockingly is. It's actually it's one. This is takes on. We've been sort of in the depths of real B movie schlock the last few weeks, but this one makes me depressed because what kind of blackmail do they have on all these talented actors that they're in this? I mean, there's some really good actors in this movie, and what are they doing?
Well, I'll tell you what they're not doing is much of anything. I will say that, again, if you look at the cast and then you look at their work here, this is where whenever we bring up, the greats that we've mentioned that have been in schlock, and we've mentioned, for instance, our love of Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee, and actually a lot of the great British actors are pros to the core, so even when they're in absolute garbage, they will not phone it in.
Yeah,
I will say that.
Believe that until now.
Sir Ben Kingsley he's not phoning it in, but it's his hand is on the receiver, and
I think it's as close to phoning it in as I've seen from him.
Yes, but even he is probably the most engaged, because the other name actors that we will be talking about, man, they could not care less where they are.
Well, I have some quotes from some people involved in this movie that will maybe illuminate what their attitudes are.
I love quotes from the screenwriter.
Yeah,
basically going, "This is a bullshit movie. It's the worst thing ever."
No one has anything nice to say about this movie, basically. Maybe Uwe Boll, because Brendan, I know you said, when are we going to get to an Uwe Boll film?
It was what I was waiting for.
Here we are. It's our first, but thankfully not last time. We'll be looking at the great, what is he? Where is he from?
Isn't it South Africa, maybe? I could be wrong.
No, he's German. Uwe.
Oh, he's German.
I guess that makes sense. Uwe Boll. The great
and is it
German...
V sound instead of W?
It is. I used to say Yui, and then apparently it is Uwe.
Okay, Uwe Boll. And we do need to be very careful how we speak about him, or else he will come and physically assault.
He's currently lacing up his boxing gloves, and he's
he's willing to take us both on at once because he knows there will be no fight.
I'll just say, be glad we don't cover zombie movies, or we would have had to have done the House of the Dead movies he's made. Jesus.
Now, as far as how he got these people, and again, at this time, a few of them, you could see you'd get them fairly cheap. But
it's the same thing with this, or I don't know if you saw his Dungeon Siege movie.
Well, actually, I didn't see it, but I saw it through IMDb, and it
also
has
back to me, a weirdly good cast.
I know. I was like, oh, and it also reminded me of that thing we watched, because I'm like, oh, where's Eric Roberts? Because if they got Ron Perlman in it, but no, it's Statham and Ron Perlman and who else?
Well, a man who belongs in medieval times, Burt Reynolds.
That's right.
Burt Reynolds, Ray Liotta, also another guy who screams Middle Ages.
Man, and we'll need to talk about Billy Zane in this too.
Well, we have a couple of guys in this one who, Yeah, look at that. Ray Liotta, John Rhys-Davies, Claire Forlani, Matthew Lillard.
Holy hell. I don't understand how
it's still early enough that it's interesting that I will say, and we'll see this with the Bloodrayne sequels, but all of his sequels immediately lose all that talent. Like none of the sequels have as good of actors as these first ones.
Also, I will say his entire career is one where I'm not exactly sure where he got heat, as in, because he actually had it's not a blank check situation, but he obviously hit hard and got enough backing to take on some fairly high profile things. Now, this is based on a popular video game.
Yes, which I have. Out the gate, I will say I don't think either one of us have ever played any of the Bloodrayne games.
No. I did. I was always aware of it.
Yeah, I know the basic aesthetics. Like the point in this movie where she gets her like arm swords. I'm like,
yeah, she uses a sword.
Right, that's from the games. I do know that.
But the whole thing is that I can see how this movie was kind of. The reason it exists is I'm assuming this is also hot on the heels of the Tomb Raider movies that Angelina Jolie did. And there was a pretty hot time there when they were trying to adapt whatever video game was popular into a film. Right. And almost all of them stank.
Basically, I mean, the concept of an even decent video game movie is a fairly recent phenomenon.
Yes, exactly. But there was still hope that any of these would become big franchises.
Like that Tomb Raider, that Angelina Jolie Tomb Raider movie was probably the best of the bunch, and it's meh at best.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, it soars past something like this.
It's no Super Mario Brothers.
I love how... Yeah, I was gonna say I love the '90s one, just how fucking weird it is.
It is a weird.
It's a very weird studio film, which is kind of why I have an affinity for it. I'm not here to say it's great, but it is weird as hell.
It is very strange. But when I did watch, and recently because it's now streaming.
Oh, did you watch the new
Mario
one?
Brothers?
Yeah,
I enjoyed it. It was
cute.
It was for kids.
It's cute,
but it was cute. Yeah. And I'm not a gamer who had a Nintendo, so I've only played Mario Brothers at friends' houses, so I've never been so I probably missed a million Easter eggs and references. I don't know.
Yeah, I have.
But it's like, yay, Donkey Kong, great!
I have an affinity for the Sonic the Hedgehog movies they've been putting out because I was a Sega kid, and so those were my nostalgia things. So I will say that I know. Once again, they're cute. They are all for children, and that's fine.
No, it was absolutely fine, and absolutely, I will say this. Beautifully animated.
Yeah, well, very well done.
Studio
very well done.
That I never follow because Minions. I don't give a shit about.
No. Yeah, it is. Outside of the Minion stuff, I don't think their product is actually that bad. That Duck movie they have looks okay.
But the fact that you're calling it that Duck movie,
I don't actually know what's called. The one where Kumail is a duck. Is kind of And my main interest is it's Kumail. Not have anything to do. Anyway,
exactly.
That all leads us back to 2005.
Right. No,
what
I'm saying is essentially you can see why this thing happened, and you could see why perhaps some of your bigger actors in this were like, yeah, this could end up being something. I don't think they read anything on the page and was like, oh God, this calls to me. I think it's like someone whispering in their ear, this could become a huge franchise.
Immediately leads to a quote from Sir Ben Kingsley.
Yep. Yeah, he's a Knight of the Realm.
Yeah, and this is him in an interview with Time Magazine, which I love that Time Magazine would this movie would ever be discussed in Time Magazine. Yeah. They did an article on his career and reputation. The reporter asked why he accepted a role in this movie. This is, to quote Sir Kingsley,
yes.
To be honest, I have always wanted to play a vampire with the teeth and the long black cape. Let's say that my motives were somewhat immature for doing it.
Yeah, it was probably just like, cool, I get to do my vampire movie.
And he's pretty isolated to that castle. He worked, 3-4 days tops?
Yeah, the only one who was in and out faster was, in fact, Billy Zane, who was there for literally 35 minutes.
Billy Zane and our favorite guy who pops in for 2 seconds and everything. Udo Kier is in and out of this thing in under 5 minutes of screen time.
By the way,
so he worked half a day.
His name,
Udo Kier.
His name is a really good air horn sound.
Yeah. Udo Kier. Get on that. The technology of making that happen. Folks.
Yeah. No, I was happy to see him.
Of course,
he's
and
also one that
he comes in.
Delivers.
He's all exposition. But yes, I suddenly lean forward a little bit when he's on screen because he's a guy who just has inherent gravitas and charisma. You're like, I'm interested when he's talking, even if it's a huge piece of shit, which it always is.
Yeah. Now, the thing is that not having played the game, but I was aware of I was kind of aware of the setup. I guess I must have read about it back in the day, or also it had a comic.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but the thing is that what they did here doesn't make sense unless it was a completely financial decision, which I believe it was, to change the setting.
Yeah.
Because Bloodrayne in the games, even the very first one, and you mentioned the sequels go through time.
Yeah.
But so do the games. But they start in the 1940s or the 1930s. So, in other words, she was born, the character, in 1915. That's actually in the Wikipedia.
Oh.
And a part of the aesthetic that this movie totally misses out on is that not only does she have those cool forearm swords, she uses a gun a lot. Like, she's athletically, cartwheeling and then pulling out guns and taking down vamps and doing stuff like that. And it's all in a 1930s cool or 1940s because she fights Nazis too.
Well, we will get there.
Oh, I know she will in the sequel. But in this thing...
Yeah, well, in the third one. The Third Reich.
Oh, the third one. Oh,
Bloodrayne, the Third Reich. We go medieval, Old West, Nazi Germany.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay. I mean, and I can kind of respect that, but here's the thing. This is similar to the Super Mario Brothers, the 90s one, because if you were a fan of the game and you go see the movie, you're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And in this case, I'm sure the Bloodrayne fans were like, why are we in medieval times? Because that's exactly what this is. And I think it's budgetary because it's probably cheaper to do something that's set in medieval whatever.
Especially if you're shooting in, let's see, where did they shoot this thing?
Czechoslovakia,
Romania.
Romania.
It's
they
Romania,
did shoot in Romania.
Yeah. And once again, that's a weird thing where, like, if you're shooting in the U.S. or Canada or whatever, medieval times is going to cost you a fucking fortune. You're shooting over there, then all of a sudden the whole thing veers the other way, and it's far cheaper to make it the Middle Ages.
I think it's probably cheaper to do medieval stuff here as well because the renting of cars and all that kind of stuff.
Well, there's that kind of
here,
stuff.
It's
but
just like build a janky village.
You go out in
have
Romania,
a paper mache castle.
But it's just like if you go into Romania, there's so much open space, abandoned things, stonework that you can just put that in the background.
And yet, you look at this movie,
and it looks like
at no point does it stagger you with like its locations.
Lord, no. The other thing is, because you watched this on Tubi as well as I did, right?
I did.
Yeah.
Oh, the aspect ratio thing.
Well, the aspect ratio. Yeah, I'm going to bring up the aspect ratio thing because I'm in the technical section of the IMDb, which I'm sure everyone was waiting for. This movie was shot and released theatrically in 2:3:5 aspect ratio, and then squashed to 1:7:8 aspect ratio for the home video release. So there's no
So even on home video?
Yeah, on the original DVD releases. The only way you can watch this in its proper aspect ratio is if you have an original 35mm print of it.
Why would they do that?
I don't know, but you can tell the movie has been
can.
crunched.
I kept looking like I was blaming in my head. I was blaming Tubi.
No, they're just using the DVD rip.
Holy crap.
Yeah, there it is. The aspect ratio was changed from 2:3:5 to 1 for the video DVD release.
It's not.
Also, the video DVD release,
of course,
we got to see is the unrated version.
The unrated version, which, oh God, I know we're going to get there, but the end of this movie.
Yep.
That sort of greatest hits montage thing.
Yeah.
I was like, how long is this going on? Holy shit.
Yeah.
And it is basically them like going, well, there's our unrated because we're just going to focus on the gore stuff that we only saw in quick cuts.
Yeah.
now we're spending a lot of time on it, so we can see just. I was already laughing at those shots.
Yeah.
Earlier in the movie, and spending more time with them.
Yeah.
Doubled my
pleasure.
pleasure.
We got more blood and a little more nudity in the unrated cut.
Oh, because it really wasn't too much.
No, the only difference is the women around Meatloaf were not naked in in the theatrical cut.
The women around Meatloaf.
Oh, because if you've ever wanted to see Meatloaf play a sleazebag vampire, then here's your movie.
And
folks.
Actually,
he's one of the better parts of it.
He came to play for his scene. He really did.
He is out of control in this thing, man.
I'm not gonna stop for each one, but I just want to lay this cast out for our listeners. If you haven't seen it. And I'll save our lead for last, but we do have Sir Ben Kingsley.
Mm-hmm.
We have the amazing Michelle Rodriguez in. I won't comment.
They really lucked out though with Michelle Rodriguez on this, right? Because this is a weird time in her career.
Yes.
This is the only time she would be in this movie, basically, in her career.
Right. Ben Kingsley, Michelle Rodriguez, Michael Madsen.
Yep.
We get Geraldine Chaplin. I'm just on IMDb going down.
Geraldine Chaplin is one of the more baffling ones to me.
I thought she did a fine job.
Of course, but it's just like literally she's in it she worked half a day on this thing.
I know. She and Billy Zane shared half a sandwich.
By the way, I love that Billy Zane is credited by special appearance by Billy Zane. And then you're like, it is special, and it is no more than an appearance.
And if you zoom in really close, the credit is actually special appearance by Billy Zane's wig.
I was obsessed with his hairpiece.
Udo Kier, Michael Paré, Billy Zane, and these are the and TJ Storm as Strongman, but
well, he stole the show, if you ask me.
But there is no reason you should have a cast that that colorful, and again, our lead is Kristanna Loken,
who at the time had heat on her because she's coming off of Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines, which was just 2 years before this. I will say,
here's what I'll say about her.
Okay, I have opinions too.
Not a great actress at all. Extremely attractive.
Sure.
And probably capable of really solid physical work, but man, the fight choreographer for this was the kid from the Star Wars viral video.
The fight choreography in this thing is atrocious.
It is the worst thing
ever. And it's mostly fighting. The movie is mostly fighting.
It is the lightsaber kid is basically the fight choreographer. And
it really is.
But this is what I'll say.
Yeah.
I like her voice. You can be a not good actor, but the timbre of her voice I really like.
Wow, I found her so dull every time she spoke.
No. She is dull. It's just the sound of her voice.
Because I think
is very nice.
One of the key differences, and Terminator 3 is a totally forgettable, not terrible.
And she doesn't say anything.
She doesn't say anything.
Like
exactly. Yeah, she basically has no lines in that movie, and it's like, she was better than that. Because I will say, pretty quickly, whatever heat she had on her from that died down quickly.
Yes.
And the rest of her career is like this, basically. In fact, I'm kind of shocked she doesn't come back for the sequels, because it's like, what was she doing that was any better than this?
That's right.
I mean, it's like, okay. I mean, other than like, a couple episodes of Burn Notice, it was like, like the occasional TV appearance here and there are the most legitimate things she's done since.
She has worked.
She's in a lot of Action Shelf stuff. That kind of thing is where she.
She is in the Name of the King, a Dungeon Siege.
Yeah, she pops into the Dungeon Siege movie too. No, I really found her completely uninteresting in this thing.
She is.
That's why I'm not going to be heartbroken when we have her replaced by last week's actress.
Who also is not that great.
No, that's the thing though. It's just like, that's a lateral move as far as I'm concerned. And
it is.
Don't you worry, Brendan. Michael Paré will also be back in the second movie as a different character, of course.
Great.
Yeah. He'll be playing Pat Garrett. Good. Okay, confirmed it. He is in all three. He's the only person to be in all three of them.
Oh my God.
Because Paré needs to eat, man.
I think that's basically. I'm not sure if it's about eating. He's paying for something.
Yeah, he is paying for something. I do want to read the poster is super boring because it's just her with the blades and then a big founding father on currency profile portrait of Ben Kingsley. Is he playing John Adams in this? I can't remember. No.
Well, the fact he's got the hair pulled back with the big bow, it does make him look very colonial.
This movie is wig central, by the way. Everyone's wearing a wig in this thing. Jesus Christ. We'll talk about whatever the hell died on Madsen's head.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
It's all terrible.
Yeah. But I want to give you 2 taglines that are just incredible.
Good.
Yeah. First you have
just good.
Revenge never tasted so sweet. And then I really like this one. She's one hell of a heroine. ... Literally.
What?
Those are your taglines, folks. Whew.
Man,
Whew.
again, we have said this. I have said this especially. I'm always focused on people who make money doing things that I could easily do in my sleep.
Someone got paid for she's one hell of a heroine, literally. That was someone's paycheck.
And also, by the way, not literally. She has not come from hell.
No.
She is not a hell person.
She's a dampier.
She's a Dompier.
A Dompier, yeah, that's the whole. And boy, if you want to hear Dompier said a shit ton in this movie. Good
Lord. They keep saying they pronounce it Dompier with like a f sound.
I know.
I always thought it was just Dompier, but
that's what I thought too. And then this movie made me question: have I been
guess I'll have to trust Uwe Boll.
Well, Uwe Boll would know, man. This is
I go to him for all expert.
Uwe Boll.
You're stupid. You thought it was Dompier with a P.
You stupid idiot. You don't know how to pronounce that fake thing.
You Americans with your Dompier.
Yes. Anyway, okay. Let's open up Bloodrayne.
Let's do it.
You know you're in good hands when we have opening titles over medieval paintings.
Yep.
Great. And so we open on, part of the mythos of this is this order of vampire hunters. Yeah.
Yes.
The Brimstone.
Yeah, it's the Brimstone Legion, Brimstone Group,
something like that,
something or other.
Brimstone Society.
There you go.
Brimstone Society.
And they are from the games.
Yeah, well, I would imagine so. I don't know how much. I mean, obviously they moved the setting, but I think they're obviously using the iconography and names of stuff probably from the game.
Just like Super Mario Brothers is we got that little dragon guy. He's just not what you expected. And there's Princess Peach, kinda.
Yeah. Hey, that was Samantha Mathis though, who's great in everything.
I'm not fighting you on that. I wish she had an Easter eggy cameo in
that would have been nice.
Animated one.
Yeah.
But they didn't.
By the way,
Anya Taylor-Joy though.
Oh, wonderful.
Yep.
Actually, obviously everybody got upset about putting Pratt aside. I think every voice cast choice in that was great.
And actually, Pratt
is fine.
Once they did their whole this is our explanation thing, it's they did the accents for a commercial.
Yeah,
I liked that.
Yeah. Yes. So we have our.
Can we just talk about that movie instead?
Yeah, I know. I wish. We meet Sebastian and Vladimir, who are Michael Madsen and Matthew Davis. And I had to look up what I knew Matthew Davis from.
Please tell, because I don't know.
He is Reese Witherspoon's douchebag boyfriend in Legally Blonde, who dumps her at the beginning of the movie for not being smart enough and that she could never get into Harvard, thereby kicking off the plot of the film.
I could see that.
Yeah,
he's got nothing there.
No, and he's kicked around,
and he's got a medieval mullet in this. That's horrible.
Another god awful wig. He's now in Hallmark movies, which is right on.
That
right on
is
point.
where he belongs.
That's exactly what this guy's whole vibe
In
is.
fact, he was probably made in a lab just
well,
to the specifications.
He's got that where it's
Hallmark
like
movies. Yeah.
No, that's it. Those guys I always talk about. They usually get decent women in those movies, and then super boring dudes who are all like
they're not the focus.
They're all like vaguely handsome, but not too handsome. Kind of affable, but not funny or charming. Really, it's like yeah.
By the way, with the IMDb page open for this movie, it keeps showing silently the
trailer
over and over again.
Yeah.
And it's just cracking me up every time it just goes, Matt Davis. Like swings out with like cool 3D text.
Another one where it's like might, but he's not even the main guy in Legally Blonde, so whatever heat was on him out of that, whatever. So yeah, we have that. They roll up to this bar and they're looking. We hear tell of this girl. I'm Michael Madsen from the Middle Ages.
But good Lord. Okay, I've got things to say. And this will be the next hour and a half of the podcast.
They roll. There's the two of them and Michelle Rodriguez. They roll up to this.
Yes, that they're a trio of vampire hunters. Yeah. With the Brimstone Society.
Yeah.
And this is a world.
Yeah.
In which vampires are known. Like, in other words, they literally are about to kill one here in 2 minutes. And the people around them kind of go, oh, shit, that was a vampire, huh? Oh, thanks for taking care of that. So, in other words, they're not like, what? The myth is true? So they all know vampires.
Yeah.
So this world, and yet, we're about to meet Rain.
Yeah.
That's right. Her name is not Bloodrayne. It's just
Rain. Yeah, they just threw blood in there because that sounds cool.
Well, in the game, she's Agent Bloodrayne of the Brimstone Society.
Boy, you have studied the background of this more than I did.
Well, because I was curious since this was an adaptation, and I'm usually a guy who's like, did they hew close to the original? No, they did not.
Well, I guess, is this meant to be like... No, that's right, because you said she was born in 1915. Yeah. So they've added this thing about like, I guess.
Well, I mean...
Anyway.
What is the name? Kagan?
Yeah, Kagan.
The lead vampire. That is her father in the games. That is the backstory, except for it's not medieval times.
Yeah.
So anyway, so the whole thing is they're gonna find her as a circus performer, as a freak who's being held, and the whole thing with her being a freak is they subject her to torture, like you would torture a vampire,
right?
And people in the audience like, I'm like, why are they making it like she's so unique? This is a world where vampires literally are being staked left and right.
Right.
So it would just be,
because
you would just say, our circus has we've got a hostage vampire.
Well, because the movie doesn't do a great job of establishing what makes her as a Dhampir different. I mean, a little bit they do, but I'm saying like in terms of like the freak show appearances, like she's not doing things you couldn't with other vampires, because basically they torture her and then feed her blood to watch it heal, right? That's the whole thing, right? It's like we're gonna burn her hand in water and then she drinks the blood and the burns go away.
And you're sitting there going, why isn't the crowd just going, so that's just a vampire, right?
Because literally in the scene before we see that, we have the Brimstone Society people at the bar. And one of them, our friend Matt Davis, stabs this guy at the bar, and he falls back and he shrivels into like the black charred vampire. And the bartender,
no one makes any.
The bartender's even like, "Whew, thanks for taking care of that." Like it was a roach or something, you know.
That's what I'm saying. Is that this world? Why would they? Yeah. It's like if you went to a freak show and they're like, "You're going to see something you've never seen before," and it's a woman with a beard, and you'd be like, "Yeah, sometimes." Women, physical presenting women have facial hair. Yeah. And okay. So in other words, this would not be anything where people are going, oh my God, we're seeing miracles. No, you guys have vampires every 5 minutes coming through your village, probably.
So, as I said, Michael Madsen's playing a character named Vladimir, because he looks like a Vladimir, obviously.
Sure.
You see Madsen, you think that guy's name is Vladimir.
You do.
So according to my research on the background of this, Michael Madsen was drunk almost the entire shoot, according to people around. Yep. And then after the movie was released, called it, quote, an abomination, a horrifying and preposterous movie.
Yep. But he also said, apparently, because I'm sure you read the same note, but he did enjoy making it with Uwe
Well, it sounds
Boll.
like
He's
he was...
I'd show up in another one of his movies anytime.
Yeah, because he'll let me be boozed up on set. Jesus Christ. And I will say, he's not hiding it. He seems pretty checked out here.
He seems very checked out. He doesn't fit the period, obviously. And here's my favorite thing.
Yeah.
And this isn't just him.
Yeah.
This is a world in which scabbards have not been invented.
No.
Because we do see at one point Michelle Rodriguez fit her sword back into a loop on her belt.
Yeah.
But the rest of them, as in Matt Davis and our
Michael
friend Vladimir here, they just walk around.
Yeah.
It's like you're in, a Michael Madsen movie set in like New York where he'd be walking around with his gun out all the time.
Yeah.
He just he's holding his sword like he's never held a sword before. You know the famous scene in Plan 9 from Outer Space and they talk about it, it's funny. One of the cops is a actor guy who's never held a gun before, clearly. Right. And he does the thing where he scratches his forehead with the gun because he doesn't know what else to do with this thing in his hand.
Right.
Madsen has no idea what to do with the sword.
Nope.
Every scene is him either walking with it just sort of weirdly out in front of him, or he's propped on it, or he's doing all kinds of stuff with it.
You later in the movie get a sword fight between him and Meatloaf, and it might be the saddest thing I've ever seen committed to film.
Holy shit.
You have two pretty out of shape middle-aged guys going,
yep. And again, Star Wars kids are going, no, it has to be more fluid.
Yeah. I mean, Kristanna Loken, to her credit, is at least trying to do like a and like action pose kind of stuff.
She's trying.
I mean, it's bad.
Uwe Boll is not capturing it.
No.
And again,
but these guys are just like,
choreographed.
Jesus Christ.
I felt embarrassed for her action scenes because I could tell that is a fit lady who probably could do all kinds of stuff, but the way it is framed and choreographed looks like shit.
Like, she is cool in Terminator 3 because she has the right aesthetic and can do all the fight scenes. By the way, her son is named Thor, and that is cool.
Yeah, I did see that.
That is cool.
Good for her. But also, they have done a bad game to movie translation of her outfit. They even do this thing later in the movie where they go, we had them make a new suit.
And it's the same outfit?
It's the exact same outfit.
I could not tell the difference.
I thought that what we had seen her in up to then was like the proto version.
Right.
And that they would give her the one that we see in the game, which is, of course, for the male gaze, skin-tight leather outfit.
Yeah.
This isn't. She has these kind of awkwardly baggy leather pants for the whole movie that I'm like going, that's not helping her.
No.
It doesn't make, and especially in these action scenes, they look weirdly non-exciting. That's saying that in a bad way. It looks like some of the later games actually borrowed this outfit. Well, I mean, they kept the whole thing with like she has this little vesty deal, and it's all black and red themed.
Yeah.
This looks really it looks medieval. It looks handmade and very awkward, and the pants are not flattering. Anyway,
get used to this outfit, folks, because it's going to be the same, except I think there may be a cowboy hat involved in the next movie.
Oh, boy. I mean, again, I do love the idea of following, like we were saying with Captain Kronos. I like the idea of moving through time. It's just that they skipped right off the bat part of her aesthetic.
Yeah.
You know, it's like she's a badass with the swords and guns, and it's set in the 1930s. That sounds awesome.
I thought they were going to bring guns in because they do the whole thing later where they talk about we have this black powder from China, and I thought, oh, is this where they're going to get like muskets or something? No.
Nope.
No,
but we do have, and they're never set up. You just see them used. We have forearm crossbows.
They love those. It is used dramatically once, really, like one. It's like one dramatic use.
Helena Wayne, aka the Huntress, is on the phone, and she has a bone to pick with you.
That's right, Uwe Boll. There's a comic book character on the phone. There's a drawing of a woman calling you. That would be impressive. Are
you mocking?
I am.
Helena Wayne?
No, never. I love the Huntress.
Okay. And yeah, I'm saying Helena Wayne.
No, I'm a Helena Bertinelli guy.
I know you're a. She's not the daughter of Batman and Catwoman. No,
No,
she is.
no, she's Helena Bertinelli, and she's awesome. But Madsen. Okay, so
Sorry, you guys had to hear this fight.
There's this nice girl at the. Everyone's mean to her at the freak show, but this nice girl is like, "I want to help you escape."
Oh my god. Okay. Yes. Rain is. And plus, her escape in this is so fairly easily done, and also her abusers are so stupid about it. Has she only been with this carnival for like a day? Because she could have escaped at any point. But anyway, she is being held and abused. And we see that the carnival owners are like, she's also a sex slave. We're going to go rape her. And that's horrible. And she's having flashbacks to when she was a kid.
You know what really dampers my enjoyment of the movie? Rape.
What is that?
It's very hard to make like a fun movie, and then it's like, and also they're raping her a whole bunch. Then you're just like,
but they're trying to emphasize how brutal this world is. But anyway, so
but they're also not too.
There is this one angelic, sweet young woman who is Rain's friend, who's like, I'm so sorry they did that to you. I can't set you free, but here, take this. This is my crucifix. Hopefully it will bring you peace and da-da-da. So she's incredibly nice and sweet. I wonder how long she'll live.
Not long, folks. Not long.
And guess who bites her?
Well, it's Rain, right?
Yeah, it is. I myself was like, that's harsh.
Yeah, because it's basically she bites her in this like blood rage that she gets into when this guy comes to try to rape her, and then she hits that guy with a bottle, and blood goes on her, which makes her vamp out.
Yeah, she vamps out, and then with the strength of a vampire, she basically just wastes pretty much everyone in the camp.
Yep.
And drinks her fill, and then runs away. And then our three heroes,
I guess
they catch up to the remains of the camp.
Okay, the movie starts. We see this whole thing of the camp.
Oh yeah.
In flashback, because the movie keeps doing this thing where the action has already happened, and then we have Rain remembering what happened, and then the fucking end of the movie is the worst example.
I know.
But like, that becomes this thing, and I'm like,
we see Rain.
I don't like that because it really it kind of robs momentum. Like, it's a weird thing to do.
The one thing I did like about the choice here is that the reveal when our heroes find
the massacred camp,
the massacre, and we see that the virginal young lady, she's not dead actually,
right?
And she goes, she bit me, but she didn't mean to. But the whole thing is that we saw that in Rain's flashback.
Right.
That actually is somewhat emotional because it's like she realizes, oh my God, even my best friend, I was out of my mind.
Well, Kristanna Loken tries to play the emotion.
She tries to play that.
Yeah.
But basically, she's running to the farce, and the guys, the heroes, come to the
and they end up killing. They end up stabbing the girl who's been bitten.
What I love
to save her.
I love.
Right.
They're the victims of the vampire are laying on the ground. Mm-hmm. The rest of the people in the camp who weren't killed, as in the other carnival people, are just staring at the heroes that show up.
Yeah.
They haven't actually decided to touch or do anything with those bodies.
Nope.
So the heroes come up and just start beheading. And that's what you do if you're a vamp killer.
Of course.
But all the other people are just looking at them going like, oh. They do nothing. And then they find the girl who's still alive, and they're like, well, she's been bitten. And she goes, she didn't mean to. Yeah. And they're like, yeah, sorry about this, honey. And
Michelle Rodriguez stabs her.
Yeah, totally stabs
her. By the
her.
way, can we talk about... Now, look, I am always want to say anything bad about Michelle Rodriguez, who we both love.
She's terrible in this.
She's doing an accent, right? There's like a real half-hearted pseudo-British accent that is atrocious.
Here's the thing.
Because
she really isn't, but there is a part where maybe it was... this is a Robin Hood Prince of Thieves thing. Maybe
she tried it and gave up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that maybe the later half of the movie
Yeah.
was actually done earlier
Could be.
out of sequence,
Yeah.
because in the initial parts of her scene in this,
Yeah.
she's just doing sort of more formal
Yeah.
Michelle Rodriguez.
Right.
That's fine. But then there is a part later in the movie I went, holy, it's like my ears woke up. I was like, is she suddenly doing an accent?
Yeah.
It comes out of nowhere.
No.
It, by the way, is terrible.
Well, because
And
she can't do that. That's not what you would hire Michelle Rodriguez to do.
but it does. It comes out of nowhere and stays until pretty much her death scene.
Yep.
And I was like, where did it come from?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
bad.
So
It's
yeah,
bad.
she does at some point later in the movie, like going,
adopt
Father, the Brimstone
Which,
Society. I'm
another.
like, what
She
are you
also does
doing?
not read as someone from this time period. Now, I did. The other thing I kept thinking of is, God, she's so much better in this type of thing in the Dungeons and Dragons movie, where she.
Yeah.
But that's of course not really medieval. You know, it's this.
No,
And
no,
she's
it's
just
fantasy
being Michelle
stuff, and she's
Rodriguez
just being Michelle
as
Rodriguez.
fantasy warrior, and she rules in that movie.
Plus, it's an actual character.
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of stereotypical, but at the same
But
time,
in the way that everyone is a commentary on a
Everyone's
type
doing-
in that
yeah.
movie.
everyone's being highly stylized, cartoony, and she fit that very well, and she rocked it.
One of the year's most shockingly good movies. Like, really,
Agreed.
that thing
Caught
really
me off guard.
that thing really works. Way better than a Dungeons and Dragons movie should.
Yes.
So okay, so yes, they're all. It's very sad that girl died. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
cut to Evil Castle and Ben Kingsley, who, if you enjoy watching Ben Kingsley sit, well, he does for most of this movie. There's a lot of him on his Vampire King throne.
He is and doing a lot to a certain extent where I thought that he would be in it for the entire movie
Yeah.
because people bring him things, they
Yes.
speak to him, and a couple times he'll reach out and someone has something and he'll grab something, and I'm like, is he just going to be in there? He does get up at a couple points.
So you have this guy, Will Sanderson is the actor, who's in apparently like all of Uwe Boll's movies.
Yeah,
He plays
I was like, what the hell have you done before?
Domasteer, who is his sort of main henchman. And basically you get, I don't know, 5 to 6 scenes where he just comes in and goes, Kagan, we think we may have found the Damphir. And he's like, go and kill her. And they're like, great. And then it's like, we didn't kill her. It didn't work. Oh, well, we have another plan. You know, that just keeps happening throughout the movie.
Yeah, that's basically the movie. And
Yeah.
then but
It
also
didn't go.
mentions of they're not also disguising anything. It's basically like, that's my daughter. It's like,
Right,
yeah,
yes.
the Dampier is mine, and I want
knows
her.
That, does she know that? She doesn't know that he's her father. Or does she?
No, she knows.
Well, the whole thing is stupid. It's news
But
to the
what's
Brimstone
weird is
people,
that she's
then?
not. What?
Is it news to the Brimstone people?
Yes, I think so.
Because I'm like, I just
Because
watched
at
this movie
first
yesterday,
when
but
they-
I'm going, it had to be revealed to someone,
First-
right?
Well, at first they assume that she is a vampire, and
Right.
then I think it's Vladimir who's like the older one, is like, or the more drunk one.
But you
And
want,
he-
you want to talk about sitting? Every scene starts with them walking somewhere, and then
Yeah.
Michael Madsen like taking a seat and going, well, here's the thing about
Yeah, and
vampires."
awkwardly holding a sword because he doesn't know what
But
the
like
fuck to do.
he might, I just that in post they cut out him going.
Yeah, yeah. That's exactly true. But he's the one that goes, she might actually be a Dampier.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, well, those are very rare.
Yeah.
Most of them die. And
Yeah, they do talk about
whatever.
like the merging of human and vampire doesn't ever turn out well. So this must have been something crazy, and it's like, and I think
I'm gonna cut to the chase with the big over plot.
Yeah.
Apparently, Kagan, in
Yeah.
addition to just, I guess, wanting his daughter either out of the way
Yeah.
or with him,
yeah,
one or the other.
either way works for him, man.
There's something that he needs to ascend to and basically it's 3 magical artifacts.
Yep, talisman as
And-
they call them. Yes.
The talismans. One is the eye.
Yep.
One is the rib.
Yep.
And the whole time, whenever they would bring it up, I haven't even seen it in years, but I kept hearing Chris Rock from "I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker." where he's like going, "How much for just one rib?" Um,
God, I haven't seen that movie in forever either, but that is funny.
yeah, and the whole thing about how much for a soda? That'd be $1.45. What if you just pour it in my hands?
God damn.
So anytime they brought up the rib, okay, so the eye, the rib, and the heart.
Yes.
And this is just nonsense.
And when assembled, he will be unstoppable. Is what they say.
guess that is.
They talk about. Well, it's because the other thing that this really made me think of too, the Lara Croft Tomb Raider thing. Underworld definitely plays a piece in this, but of course Blade also really you can't get away from in this too. And that's sort of the thing here too, where it's like the prophecy of this that will let the vampires. Because the whole thing is, if he assembles those things, then none of the ways you kill a vampire will work on Ben Kingsley.
Sure.
And so he will be
I kept
unstoppable.
thinking that as a dump here, that she'd be, immune to sunlight. And generally speaking, in the movie, she is. But there's that weird scene when they're killing. Is it at the end, Ben Kingsley, or is it Meatloaf? I can't remember. It's Meatloaf, where they smash the windows open.
Yes, yeah.
And that burns Meatloaf.
Yeah.
Thank you. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
This Meatloaf is a little overdone.
But you see Rain wrap herself in a and I'm like, why are you wrapping yourself up?
Well, because the whole thing where the nice girl in the camp gave her the cross established, okay, the crosses don't hurt
the cross
her.
Doesn't, and that's one of the clues.
That's why Madsen knows she's a vampire. Yeah, she's not a full vampire. Could somebody give me my beer?
Oh, again. That's so sweet. You said beer.
Hold on, I have to take this. It's Tarantino. Hello.
We know it's a glass bottle full of a very dark brown liquid, and he's knocking that shit down.
Yeah, man, this is definitely that case of he's doing some Lon Chaney drinking on this one.
Oh my god!
And like I said, waiting for did Quentin call? Are there any messages? No.
And God bless Quentin. I mean, Michael Madsen when he is not in his cups.
I like Michael Madsen. He's a very good actor.
And he's a great character guy.
Yes.
And Quentin has always known how to use him.
He is, like a lot of great character actors, a very singular presence. There is no Michael Madsen. You hire Michael Madsen to do Michael Madsen.
Exactly. And it's a mistake to ask him to be anyone else. Though I did think... No, I guess I was trying to think of some time that he's kind of bent that persona, and I can't really.
It's all variations of it. Like even when he's in like something like Free Willy, he's still like the drunk dad. You know what I mean? Like it's a kids movie, but he's still kind of a questionable figure who's a little burnt out and stuff.
By the way, we've been doing this podcast now for 7 years.
Yeah,
and that may be the first time we've ever mentioned Free Willy.
And it won't be the last, folks. I promise. No, it will definitely. It will almost certainly be the last. Is he Virgil Earp and Wyatt Earp? That's kind of different for him.
Yeah, but...
I don't remember that.
He's playing the Michael Madsen-ish Earp.
Yeah,
brother.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's like, it's all still the same type and then just sort of like turned a little bit this way, turned a little bit that. Here, though, is a glaring, like, why is this guy's presence in this movie? It's so weird. Talking about vampires.
Well, no one fits this world. No one fits this world or this story.
All right, so they I'm just going through. A lot of it is like Kingsley is told. Oh, and the other big thing is and this is all just like tossed away in dialogue, is Ben Kingsley has this army of human thralls, right? And they keep talking about his army of thralls, which is
like they do things he can't do. Yeah, but they have sided with the vampire.
But like everything in this movie, how many are in there? I don't know. A few. It depends. It doesn't matter. So eventually, let's get to Billy Zane, who is one of my favorite things in this movie. Is that Billy Zane is Michelle Rodriguez's father? Yes, that made me laugh so much because.
But he's also secretly been vamped, so you could say that that's possibly.
Because I looked, he's 12 years older than her.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
but I think
but we're to do with the vamping because he's secretly vamped.
Yeah,
you're gonna give the movie that. All right, fine.
But also it doesn't matter anyway. It's ludicrous. They're never actually going to meet up.
Because movie. Billy Zane shot all of this stuff in 4 hours.
He is the guy who is the head of, or he's bankrolling the Brimstone
Yeah,
Society.
yeah. He's yeah.
But his daughter, who we find out is
Catherine.
Michelle Rodriguez, Catherine.
Yeah. A part
Apparently,
originally offered to Jessica Alba, who said the movie was just too violent.
oh man, if that's her real reason, that's sad. The reason should have been I read it.
Yeah.
And I said no.
Jessica
thank
Alba,
you.
but she passed on saying the script was too brutal.
Yeah. Okay then. But I will say this is that if they were trying to make some sort of plot device out of, yes, she's with the Brimstone Society, but she is secretly she's a double agent on behalf of her father who's working with
Right.
Ben Kingsley. They don't do any kind of job of keeping that a secret from us. It's not a big reveal. It's a big reveal for the characters,
And it's
but we literally
just
see them writing letters back and forth, and it's like,
yeah.
send a letter to my daughter saying, did you find the eye and the heart and the rib yet? Okay.
But you're like, I don't know. And then like her whole thing is she's not really in favor of the vampires, but it's like it's my father, and if he is, then I'm with him.
Yeah.
It's weird. Like her character is so ill-defined, and what her motivations are, and then it's kind of like,
her accent. It's all ill-defined.
Oh, it's very ill-defined. Well, may that have anything to do with? I think it's time now to hear from Guinevere Turner, the credited writer of this movie, who we talked a little bit about last week, because it's so surprising looking at everything else this woman has done that she had any involvement in this. Because
I don't even know where that. I mean, I know that she is a writer, director, actor.
Yeah.
So not that she had not written before, but who thought?
Yeah, because we talked about, she had a lot of indie cred from Go Fish. She was part of that sort of early 90s Sundance generation. She wrote the screenplay for American Psycho.
Right.
And then she was a writer on The L Word and Hung, those shows.
I liked Hung. I almost forgot
that too.
existed.
Yeah, that was a good show. This same year, she also writes The Notorious Betty Page, which is the HBO
the
movie
biopic. Yeah,
which I think was fine. I mean, or at least like not this. That was like a movie.
It was something that was like, oh, Gretchen Mol, you can act.
She can. She's very good.
She's very good.
She's much better than Kristanna Loken.
Yes, indeed.
And then this, so it's and then has continued to write like small little dramas since then. This is such a weird Outliers, the only genre thing. I don't even know how she got.
How does this cross her desk?
I don't even know. Yeah, it was just like because Uwe Boll was just like, get a lady. Who's a lady who writes?
Maybe that's it.
I think it might have been that.
Writes. It boils down to that.
But this is from her. According to screenwriter Guinevere Turner, while she was writing the first draft of the script, she received an angry phone call from Uwe Boll, who swore at her and demanded she hand in the draft of the script. About a week later, after she sent in the very rough first draft of the script, she was shocked to learn that production had commenced filming. Yeah. Later on, she was informed
of the genius that is Uwe Boll.
Yeah, it's just like, do you have words already? Later, she was informed that Boll and the actors had subsequently rewritten much of her script while shooting, and the finished movie barely resembled anything she wrote.
Well, that makes me very curious to what she did write.
Yeah.
But
even whatever she did write was still like, she was like, those are like early ideas. You can't shoot those.
And that makes me feel better that it's quite possible that she wrote something intelligent. Watching it, I was sitting there going like, I could see that Guinevere Turner took the job and cranked this out in a weekend. Mm-hmm. And it sounds like she kind of did, but was intending to make it better. That's hilarious. Just send me whatever you got.
Yeah. Turner estimated only 20% of what she wrote was actually filmed.
God.
Yeah. By the way, this movie has a 4% Rotten Tomatoes score.
Yeah.
That's generous, folks.
That's very generous. I don't know what I'm going to rate it on Letterboxd because I have seen worse. So this might get 1 star.
Yeah, the only positive review I see here comes from Luke Y. Thompson of lytrules.com. Those are his initials. And he said, it'd be a stretch to call the movie good, but at least it's fun bad. You know what, Luke? It's not actually, though.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, it depends on, like, maybe he was having a day where that was a relief. But no, I did laugh at some of the action.
Yes.
And I did laugh at some of the effects. This movie has one of my favorite beheadings of all time.
And that's saying something.
It's a beheading that looks on screen similar to if you had balanced a watermelon on like a bookshelf and then someone had just swung a broom handle at the watermelon, because that's as realistic as this beheading in the film looks. And I laughed and laughed. And also the hacking up of that one guy on the ground.
Yeah, that was also great. That was also great.
That looked like a meatloaf. That actually did look like a meatloaf.
So there's this whole thing where after she escapes from the freak show, she saves this wagon of people who are being attacked by vampires. She kills all the vampires. And then they're like scared of her, but she's like, no, I only want to kill vampires. And they give her a ride to a town, and that's it. That has no bearing. It is just a scene to establish how she gets from one place to another place. And I thought, why include any of this girl being scared of her, but then thinks she's kind of cool? It affects the plot in no way.
It's kind of a weak version of just, we want to make it clear to our viewers that she is a good guy. And I'm sitting there going, well, the movie is named after her. There's a whole video game. Maybe people could assume that she is a hero. So essentially, this is the whole thing of like, no, you don't need to fear me. I only want to kill vampires. Look at me. I'm wearing this cross. And they're like, okay. Yeah. And then there's that. I think she does have a flashback. She's watching the mother and daughter.
Oh,
and
that's right.
Tells her have a flashback to my mama got killed by my vampire daddy.
I feel like we get told her tragic backstory like 4 separate times.
18 times.
Yeah, we did just keep coming back to that same flashback. And then my favorite is when she and Matt Davis are trading tragic You think that's bad? Well, let me tell you what happened to my parents.
Yeah.
Great scene.
It's really good.
I hear that was
you're the only one that has shit in their past.
Guinevere Turner's like, well, I definitely wrote that.
And something I really like is, weirdly, that is an intro to a love scene. God, it's like they compare their tragedies.
An incredibly uncomfortable to watch love scene, and probably uncomfortable to do because no one is having sex like that.
No, not up against a prison door.
I don't understand. That's always like a movie thing where I'm just like, that just seems not pleasant. Anyway, though, she gets to this town. This is where Geraldine Chaplin is, who's a fortune teller, who's credited only as fortune teller.
Yeah.
And communicates with her telepathically, going, come over here, I have things to tell you. I mean, it does sort of, that's very video gamey. There are sort of video game kind of things where it's like, come here, child, I have information to tell you.
Also, the fact that we get a health bar on screen.
That really, I'm so glad because that really kept me knowing what
I was like, oh no, she's nearly out of health.
Uh-oh. Oh, wait, she just drank some blood and regained health. Thank God. Yeah. So she gets told of all this. Basically, Geraldine Chaplin is just here to set her on the thing for the talisman, right? It's all about like, this is what Ben Kingsley's trying to do. This is the castle he's in. He's surrounded by his thralls. You'll never get in there is basically the point. So yeah, basically Geraldine Chaplin just fills in a bunch of information about Ben Kingsley and what he's up to, and it's like, you don't want.
What I think is hilarious is that she's, fortune tellery, and she's laying out tarot cards, but it's literally like she had these prepared. She's like going, "Oh, here's Kagan." I'm like, "Oh yeah, the famous tarot card Kagan." What?
Oh shit, I drew a Kagan.
And she's like, yeah, here's the thing. You're going to need the eye and the rib and the heart and all that nonsense. And good luck to you.
Yeah.
Really, she is there to provide exposition in a kind of like,
and thank God she's the legendary Geraldine Chaplin.
I know.
It's just
I'm sitting there going like, oh, that is what your father had in mind.
Hope that paid for your new kitchen or whatever.
I'm looking to put in a new pool.
Yeah. So they then Kingsley hears about It's like she has to hear about what Kingsley's up to. Then Kingsley has to hear that she's heard about him and knows what he's up to. That's the whole movie. So next she goes to this monastery where the first talisman is supposed to be. And this is
where the eye is supposed to be.
Yes. And so she goes in there. She's sneaking around. She's
welcomed. She's welcomed by one of the monks.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Yeah, come on in, get out of the cold."
Yeah.
And then she sneaks down into like their secret basement.
And there's like this gooey, squishy vampire monster thing. I don't even know if he's a vampire.
I don't think he's a vampire because he's wearing a cross. So he's just some sort of horrible, big, lumpy monster giant guy.
And she has a big fight with him that ends with her smashing his head with a spiked staff or whatever.
This is clearly a mid-level boss.
Yeah, it really did feel. This really feels, because you in a video game you just be like, okay, sure, this thing's down there, but in a movie I'm going, well, wait, what is this thing? Why is it down there? I need more information in a film. Way,
she has her blades, the blades, the forearm blades she got from the sweet girl at the carnival, because that was her gimmick, was she was a mistress of blades.
That's right.
Anyway, so now Rain has those, and she fights this lumpy dude. He has like a club. Yeah. He's down there protecting. That's the whole thing. Is the crucifix that he's wearing is the key to unlocking the chamber that has it is very video gamey at this point.
Well, so anyway, then it gets even more, because when she gets into the chamber, then you get these saw blades that are running back and forth all across the place.
No. They're CG things that just keep popping up. Yeah. That she has to act.
She just. What I love about it is she's like, oh man, all these saw blades that are coming, and then she's just like, oh wait, and just does a cartwheel and goes past
Yeah, she's just like, if I time it right, and then she goes, oh great.
The visual language of it makes it seem like, oh, it's actually incredibly simple. There it is. There you go.
And then she's able to get the box that has the eye in it, and then the place starts filling up with water, and then she uses the blades as like ladder to get herself up above the water.
Yeah.
The eye falls out of the box,
and then she looks at the eye, and then the eye looks back at her, and then the eye becomes her eye. God, I'm allergic to this film. But when she looks in the eye, she sees Ben Kingsley reflected.
Yeah.
And then that becomes her eye, and now is the idea that the eye has given her the power to see where Ben Kingsley is? Is that the idea?
Or some
but
kind of
they don't know where Ben Kingsley is, though, too, because he's in the big castle.
I know. There's no question as to where Kagan is.
Because also, as we talked about, Geraldine Chaplin was like, you'll never get in that castle, though. He's surrounded by his army. And because then the plan has to become the only way to get in the castle is to basically say, we have the talisman, will you let us in? And that's how you fake your way in.
Yeah, well, she is at that point when they get to the castle, she's bringing the heart, right?
Right. Yes. Yeah.
No, they actually get. Sorry, the thralls get the heart and the heart and the rib already.
So
the only thing missing is the eye.
Yeah.
But she brings the empty box. And she's like, I've got the eye. They don't know that it's actually in her head at this point. I don't when they get to the castle.
Right,
I don't know. Something like
that.
Because they do open the box and they're like, she tricked us. There's nothing in here.
But luckily, Udo Kier is here to save her from the water.
Udo Kier is at the monastery. He's like, it is yours now. It is your burden.
He portrays the unforgettable character of Regal Monk.
Yep. He's very regal.
Well, he's Udo Kier. He's always pretty regal. I mean...
Yeah.
Oh, Udo Kier. You always deserve better.
In the 70s, he was also famous on Three's Company for playing the Regal Beagle.
Yes, come in here and meet lots of ladies, Jack.
Come and knock on my door.
I have
been waiting for you.
I wouldn't mind if Jack Slipper knocked on my door.
Oh, he's doing the little limp wristing gesture. Oh, that means he's homosexual.
Oh, yes.
It is the 70s, and that is funny. Yeah. Anyway, so, yeah, it's dumb. Wait, so when she hooks up with the Brimstone Society,
Yeah.
They don't trust her very much, even though she goes, "Look, I'm not a danger to you.
Because what
I'm not going
happens
to
is,
kill you
for
guys."
some reason, once again, Ben Kingsley knows she's at this monastery, so he
Right.
sends his thrall army. They start killing all the monks, and then at the same time, the Brimstone Society
Yes.
people show up to fight against them. Udo Kier gets stabbed after his 3.5 minutes of
Yes.
screen time, and I did go,
Yeah.
yeah, that's about all Udo ever gets in these movies, and probably
Yeah.
for the better, because he literally anything would be a better use of his time.
He had
than being
just
in this
walked
stuff.
off the set from Dracula 3000, and they had to find that monk robe for him real quick.
Which monster am I fighting now? What is the thing?
Which one, am I the monster in this
Yeah,
one, or one
just-
of the victims? Okay,
No.
great, thank you.
Wait, hold on. It's Lars von Trier on the phone. Hello.
You want me to be birthed from a vagina? Okay, great.
Yeah, you got it, man. Whatever. I feel like actually it doesn't matter who calls. Udo Kier is immediately just going, yes, I'll do it.
Yeah,
based
pretty
on what
much.
we've seen him in, I
Can't wait to get him in our movie.
I
but-
would, yeah. You know what? Here's the thing. Don't think it would be that hard to get probably.
No,
Based
that's
on
I'm
what
saying.
we've seen him in, I don't think that's impossible.
Nope. I'm telling you, an Arby's coupon.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
I
He's
don't.
like,
I don't even.
"Ooh."
I don't even know that Madsen would be much of a stretch.
Jesus.
Sadly, we would use both of them better than this, though.
I live directly across from a liquor store, so I think that
Madsen can stay with you.
maybe we use it as bait.
Yeah, all right.
Over here,
that's
Michael.
fine.
Over
Yeah.
here. Over here.
That's how they used to get Lon Chaney and things. It was just a bottle of whiskey on a stick. Come here. I'm gonna get it.
Dagger this way, Lon.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
That was how they used an eye line. They just held up a Jim Beam bottle, and he was like, "All right, I'm gonna do. Okay, I'll say my lines. Can I drink it after? All right."
So wait, is Bella the bottle of whiskey? Yes, Bella's the bottle of whiskey. All right.
And Udo Kier, for the half day he spent on this, probably did tell a lot of Andy Warhol stories, though.
I
when
hope so.
Andy called me and I came to the factory. Yeah, so they're all
I
fine.
remember when Mink stole an eye, and you're like, okay, keep going.
Yeah. So they, Paul Morrissey had a very funny story. But
Edie Sedgwick stole all of my cocaine.
oh, she was so pretty but so tragic.
So tragic. I hope there will be many songs and documentaries made about it.
Anyway. And actually a pretty good Guy Pearce performance as Andy Warhol in that movie about her.
Oh, that's right.
He was good. He's always good, though.
I enjoy any celebrity doing Andy Warhol because it's always like, who's gonna do the best?
I actually really have a great affinity for Bill Hader's insane Andy Warhol in Men in Black 3.
yeah,
Where he's
okay.
he's an undercover Men in Black agent and
Yep.
he's just pretending to be weird.
Yep.
You got to get me out of here, man. Anyway,
But then I can only say Crispin Glover with the phone.
well,
in,
Crispin
The
Glover,
Doors.
yeah, it's great.
It's for you.
So all the monks get killed. Rain gets captured because this is where she's going to get taken to our pal
Yes.
Meatloaf. Because, but then Madsen and his Brimstone people are on the trail, and they bring the main Domasteer, who is Ben Kingsley's henchman. He brings him to Meatloaf's like, "Hey man, we need to lay low for a second. I've captured this girl," and then he's like, "Hey, also famous sexual predator vampire. Please don't touch her."
Yeah.
He brings him to
I'm going to need
basically
you to promise you're not going to do any of your
Yeah.
sexual predatoring on
Yeah,
her.
it is literally the thing you are most known for. You are surrounded by the way, real Romanian prostitutes. This is my favorite.
Oh.
This is another one of my favorite Uwe Boll comments. He goes, "No, they were all real prostitutes in that scene because much cheaper than hiring actresses."
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
But by the way, Will Sanderson, who's Domasteer,
Yeah.
and who we only know him, I guess, from other Uwe Boll
Yeah,
movies.
yeah.
The whole movie, I just kept going like, is this Bobo Leo from Twin Peaks?
Oh,
The whole time I was like,
100%.
this guy
Absolutely.
looks like that guy.
Yeah.
But this is Bobo Leo.
Wait, I'm sorry. You don't remember him from playing Punk #1 in an episode of The Dead Zone?
Oh, that was him?
That was him. He was Punk number 1 in that one
number
episode of the Dead
He's
Zone
always been
TV
Punk
show.
number 1 to me.
Yeah.
When it comes to punks, he's number 1.
I'm gonna look at this because the Dead Zone is one of those shows that was on way longer than you think.
Yeah, it lasted 17 years.
They did 6 seasons. See, that's what I'm talking about. Like that's
They
longer.
started filming it immediately after, I think, Pretty in Pink, and no, wait, Pretty in Pink.
And
He's not even in that movie.
You go to the one John Hughes movie. He's not
I know. That's great.
Yeah.
Good one, old man brain. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah. Anyway, though, yes, this guy is Uwe Boll's Robert De Niro.
We just have quite the partnership. We work well together.
I will say, though, this guy does stop acting in 2007 with the Dungeon Siege movie. Does not act again until 2019 in some movie called Victims, where he played Sergio's restaurant patron and has never been seen again.
Oh. That sounds like, oh, man, I ought to get back in the game. And then, no, I'm out. I'm out.
Never mind. You know what? This was a bad idea.
This is a bad idea.
Well, I will say, I don't think it's a huge loss.
I've made a terrible mistake.
He did not make much of an impression. Now, he does not have a wig. He has this insane triangle-shaped, short. It's
a fade clipper job.
It's like
into things.
Yeah, it's like a fade shape
Almost
of a mohawk.
tribal.
It's not a mohawk because it doesn't go up, but it is like if you were just to shave that down as short as possible and then fade the rest.
It's almost like what Blade has, where there's designs, buzzed into.
Yeah, it's like if they didn't have proper hair and makeup stylists on Blade.
Yeah.
Which did I already say this is a $25 million movie?
No, you didn't.
$25 million. I don't know why this must have sold well on video to get the sequels, because $25 million budget, worldwide gross 3.6.
Holy shit!
And yet there are 2 sequels.
Are they all? They're not also Uwe Boll, though, right?
No, they are.
They are?
Yeah, but those are straight to video. Those did not get theatrical.
All right.
Theatrical releases.
Yeah, it won't be the same producers.
No, and I have a feeling you're looking at a significant $10 million budget on the second one. So
there you go.
Yeah.
This is making sense.
Yeah, like I said, this must have done enough and it probably did, because I'm sure people rented it just going, oh, I play the Bloodrayne games. I didn't know there was a movie.
That's all it is.
That's kind of what all of his movies are.
And then he became Mr. Video Game.
Well, over on the action shelf, we did his Far Cry movie, which also had Udo Kier. And now in that, Udo Kier was the main bad guy.
Great.
It's terrible. Believe it or not. But I think that was another one where...
Oh, Alone in the Dark.
Yeah. Alone in the Dark, House of the Dead also is him, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He's done them all.
He's done them all.
He's done them all, folks.
Oh, no, he's doing Goat Simulator next.
No, you know what the sad thing is? And Lisma and I always joked on the action shelf that we would do this, but we could never bring ourselves to do them. He's segued his quote-unquote success into making his passion projects, which are all dark historical films, including Auschwitz.
Oh, no.
You can only imagine what Uwe Boll's Auschwitz is like.
No.
Yeah. He depicts the harsh reality of the process inside one of the most infamous Nazi death camps, using brutally realistic imagery.
No.
And he stars as one of the main SS guards. So, you know what?
Jesus Christ.
Look, I'm just saying, do whatever you want. But graphic depictions of the Holocaust made by a German filmmaker, and he's the one inflicting those, it's not a great look. It's not a great look, Uwe.
Jesus Christ. He's living out his cosplay fantasy.
Yeah. Oh, and of course he also did a Max Schmeling biopic.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Yeah. He just got super German in his later career, apparently.
He's great.
Yeah, before returning to video game movies, of course. So, Jesus Christ.
The next film is about a little-known Austrian house painter.
But it's not who you think.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so they were just like, please, for the love of God, once again, don't rape this woman, even though that's the thing you always do. And of course, he goes to do that, but she wakes up and bites him, stabs him, Luckily, Michael Madsen is just a half step behind, so there's more fighting. We get the worst duel in the history of film, which is Meatloaf and Michael Madsen.
Here's another thing I have to bring up. Mm-hmm. The swords in this movie,
yes,
are clearly stunt swords.
Yeah,
because they have rounded ends.
they do.
The thing is, you want to, and these are broadswords, they're very medieval, and that's okay. I get that, but not the rounded ends. Maybe you don't want to focus on that, director, because it will become apparent.
Now,
that is not a real sword.
According to the plot description, it's the 18th century. We keep saying medieval. It doesn't read as the 18th century.
No, it doesn't.
Other than the closest thing is that Ben Kingsley wig, which does sort of have that like colonial kind of. But
yeah, but those kinds of wigs.
But the broadswords and stuff, as you're talking about, this all reads as like 1600s. Somewhere in there, not 1700s. Because that's actually one of the goofs they say here is when they talk about this new black powder from China. They're like, if this is the 18th century. They're pretty familiar with black powder.
Yep.
So, the fuck?
Yep.
I just saw that now.
I don't think in the movie, though that may be in the description, in the movie, I don't think they ever say a year.
No, and also they don't have to because it's a world where vampires use so we're already in fantasy. It doesn't really matter. But at the same time, as we bring up, the games are kind of tied into a historical setting. So this thing's all over the place.
Yep.
Yeah. Michael Madsen does defeat Meatloaf by using his wrist crossbows to shoot open the windows of the place and burn him.
Yes.
Meatloaf is a crispy critter.
He's a crispy critter. And again, he acts as he acts as wide butt off. And by the way, R.I.P. Always loved Meatloaf.
R.I.P. except, he refused to get the vaccine and died of COVID, so... it's sad that he's gone, but it's sort of like, well, actions have consequences.
They do, and that's not a way I'd want.
No, it's a bummer too because I also love Meatloaf. I was way into Meatloaf.
I love this because this is he had his turn towards legitimacy as an actor.
Yeah,
but I love the fact that he kept Meatloaf, but just decided to add his real last
Meatloaf
name.
a Day. Yeah, Meatloaf a Day is an amazing credit.
And by the way, if you have a Meatloaf a Day, you will look like Meatloaf.
You know what he's great in?
I had to say.
What he is great in is the Tenacious D movie as Jack Black's father. Because that's great. That is great casting.
He's great.
Yeah.
It's great casting.
Yeah, and it made sense he was an actor because one of the things I loved about his music was it was always so theatrical and operatic and,
And Rocky, he's Eddie, and he is awesome in every scene.
He's fantastic in that. No, I also am bummed that he ended up being a crazy person and it killed him.
Soon Eric Clapton will go the same way, and all those other people going like, "You don't need to do that. They're gonna implant microbes."
I ain't getting no jab.
I'm anti-jab.
Yeah. All right, so they they
By
kill
the way,
Meatloaf.
that was a comedic character I was doing. I'm pro booster and vaccinations. Please, people.
Yeah, absolutely. Please get yourself.
I like science.
Yeah, science is great. It's done a lot of fun stuff, you guys.
I don't know if you heard about the science thing, but it's pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah. It's great. So they save Rain, and then Michael Madsen's like, you gotta join up with the Brimstone folks. And of course,
because we're also taking down your dad.
But of course, Matt Davis is like, we can't trust her. She's kind of one of them.
She's like a vamp. And so what they decide to do is you will travel with us, but we're still going to lock you up in a cage at night.
And during the day, though, we'll get some training montages. Even though it seemed like she was already pretty good at fighting.
God,
I don't know what are they training her for? She already seemed to be pretty adept with blades and stuff like that.
She was adept with blades. She was clearly athletic, and she's got vampire strength and agility.
No, this incredibly fit woman who has experience with blades needs help from Michael Madsen to learn how to fight.
Yep.
And
he's just going to sit there, again, propping on his sword or with it across his lap, and he's like, you're not connecting with, you're not fluid enough.
You know that he's holding probably a painted foam sword, and he's still going, "It's just too heavy, Uwe. I just don't want to." What am I going to lean this thing up against?
He's even bigger now, but this is definitely middle-aged Madsen. He's like, oh, I don't need to be slim at all anymore.
No, because we're post. I would say that starts to happen a couple years before this with Kill Bill, where he's like, "No, I'm like the guy who used to be a badass, but now has a beer gun on him." And you're like, "Oh, that's a good choice for that character." Then you go like, "Oh, he's gonna look like this in everything now."
Oh, that's not a character choice. That's a life.
Because like you watch Reservoir Dogs, he's very slim. He's tall and slim and cool as hell in that movie.
Yes, he is.
Yeah,
and I don't ever want to see him dancing to
he's scary. He's like really like one of my favorite villains in a Tarantino movie. He's so creepy in that movie.
I know the song. What's
it's stuck in the middle with you. Oh, but the band? I don't know.
Yeah, but it's something wheel. Damn it! Anyway, that's going to drive me crazy.
Yeah, it's not.
Don't worry about it.
It's Steelers Wheel.
Steelers Wheel.
Steelers Wheel. I don't think I ever
with Jerry Rafferty.
There you go. You know what though? But it is like He's in a lot of this shit, and then it really is like. Then Tarantino calls, and he's so good in Hateful Eight. Like he's really funny and weird in that movie. Him and Tim Roth.
He is.
I do love Quentin for having his guys, and it's like you can be in as many piece of shit movies, but Madsen will always have a part in a Tarantino. You know.
Yeah, that's awesome.
He's got his
people.
That's
loyalty.
I like that.
And the actors understand that. Yeah. So Madsen probably is still drunk, but he shows up to play.
It's a little. Maybe that is when he switches to beer. Is on a Tarantino.
Yes, it could be that he's like going. You know what? None of the hard stuff.
All right, cool. I do like that. According to a recent interview, Madsen claims he does not own a cell phone, nor does he use the internet. And I'm like, that adds up. That 100%. He seems like a guy who's like, fuck that shit. You call me on a landline.
Telegram for you, Mr. Madsen. It's from a Mr. Tarantino.
I've been summoned. I just want to see in here if he's. Yeah, I don't.
Actually, Quentin Tarantino just puts up the Madsen signal. It just flashes.
I do also like that in his trivia.
Michael Madsen staggers to the window, goes, "I'm needed."
I do like that in his trivia it says he was considered for the role of Martin Riggs in Lethal Weapon, and then they probably went, no, this guy's too much of a realistic burnout. Like even young Madsen we thought was pretty rough seeming and always had that voice.
That's the thing.
And it's just like, no, you would never believe that guy comes back from the abyss at the end of Lethal Weapon.
And you'd also never believe that guy doing Three Stooges.
No, never. All right, so
anyway,
this is where they swap their tragic backstories, which is where it's like, okay,
that's where young guy, because it's not going to be Madsen. It's where young guy and Bloodrayne swap their tragic backstories about vampires and how terrible they are, and then they have sex.
Well, they have sex, but they do this thing where it's a fake out, where you think, oh no, she's gonna bite him. But then she starts kissing him instead. And then it is... I had a thought during this, which is... one of the biggest criticisms I see...
I had no thoughts because the blood was going elsewhere.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, it's very sleazy, the way he rips open her vest. And it's just like, Uwe's like, we need... And then... But this was something I was thinking about, and this brings...
This is for the European market.
Yeah, this is the unrated version. The thing I was thinking was like... I see so much of, especially it's like middle-aged film critics on YouTube going like, they don't put sex, all the young people today are afraid of sex in movies. And then I was watching this going, yeah, this is kind of why I don't like sex in movies, is this, because it's like, now, I like movies that are sexy. It's one of the things I love about like Bond movies, right? There is a sex appeal to them. But when I'm just watching now people humping, or in particular, in this case, him sucking on her nipples, and you're like, ugh. I find it...
I have no problem with that, John. But the one thing I will say...
I just find it just... and especially it's the way Uwe Boll is. And of course, there are filmmakers who do good sex scenes. But here I just was like...
Well, that's what I'm getting at. It's all about who did it and how did they do it.
Yeah.
Because sometimes... And is it necessary? Like, in other words, is it part of the story you're telling?
Here it definitely is not.
You don't need... Here it's exploitation,
Yeah.
and that's a grand tradition if you want to put it in so many
Well,
terms.
and it's, I mean,
Especially
it's
when it
par
comes
for the
to
course in a
low-budget
movie
horror
like this.
film, and
It is interesting
that
though,
kind of
because
stuff.
there's not a lot of that in this movie. It's mostly like exploitation gore. This is like an obligatory sex scene, right? Where you're going like, well, we gotta put this in here, I guess.
I do think that this was. I'm not. This is not me defending Uwe Boll's choice.
Yeah.
But I will say, Bloodrayne is just like with Lara Croft, that they leaned hard into that much more than the Lara Croft company, whoever made those games.
Yeah.
Because Bloodrayne was actually featured in Playboy, and they did a nude spread.
Wait, the video game? What?
Yes. The first video game and first artificially generated nudes of a character in Playboy, and that was before the movie came out. So in other words, Bloodrayne, they expected like, oh, she's gonna be naked, right? Because that's a Bloodrayne thing.
That's the thing, was like the Tomb Raider games, of course it was like a sexy video game character, but they were still like adventure action games. Bloodrayne, it did.
She was sexy, but there weren't sex scenes in those games.
Right, it was all that's what I'm talking about, where it's like sexy versus sexual, I guess, is a little bit more where I'm going, and sort of like, and also like the Tomb Raider movie was PG-13, and Angelina Jolie, isn't taking her clothes off in it.
She wore skin tight stuff, but
and flirted with Daniel Craig, because lest we forget, James Bond was in that movie, that first one.
But let's not forget, he was American in that film, and she was British.
I know, so weird. And I think he was more convincing than her in that, maybe.
Oh, she does a fine British accent. It's right there with Gillian Anderson's.
Well, I don't know if it's as good as Gillian Anderson's, but it's okay.
No, that's me being.
No.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's all right.
Anyway,
she looked good. Those movies were both of them were pretty intolerable.
No, it was like, but I remember at the time it was like, well, who else would you cast? Of course, it had to be her. And
pretty much,
but it's just the films around her were not good, and I wish the newer one was better. Because also I like the idea of Alicia.
I've never seen it.
It's fine. It's better than those, but still not great. And they have a lot of good actors. Once again, I love Alicia Vikander, and she was a good choice for that. Walton Goggins is the bad guy in it. Dominic West is her father. McNulty's her father.
Man, I'm just waiting. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
You mean McNutty? I'm just waiting for Walton Goggins in Fallout. I saw the trailer for that.
That is a guy who is like, take that nose off.
Yeah.
You know he was like, I'm on board. No nose? Fuck yeah.
Oh, I get to play a radioactive wasteland zombie guy with a cowboy hat and no nose?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah. The other thing I'm excited about is they're doing a Tomb Raider animated series with our beloved Haley Atwell is doing the voice.
I won't be able to watch it.
Good choice.
I won't be able to watch it because it's a great choice, but I won't be able to watch it because I love her too much.
Yeah.
So that's
So they have sex. And then what I like is this whole sequence of these three scenes together. They share their tragic backstories. They bang, and then it's also then she comes to the table with everybody else, and they're like, "You're one of us now." What? Well, it's such a weird progression to follow the emotional arc of these scenes.
I'm not even sure where they're supposed to be. Is it like a refuge or something?
There's a bunch
of people.
All of a sudden, I'm going like, I'm sorry, this is
the big building.
Yeah, we're in the Brimstone Society cafeteria now. I don't know what the hell
it is. That's what it's like. Yeah. And the kids are really fascinated by you. They're like, "Oh, Miss Rain, can I see your vampire tea?" And she's like, "Okay, fine." And they're like, I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, where are we? What is this? Because also,
where are we? What is this?
They keep talking about that with his thrall
army. Did they
all
have sex with her, and now they just like, because it is amazing that having.
You know
sex
what I don't. You know what I did not
need
like, is Madsen like undoing his belt, going, "Guess it's my turn." I don't need that.
Oh God! And then Michelle Rodriguez going, "Guess it's my turn."
Yeah, you didn't sound like that in any other part of the movie, but okay, Michelle. Yeah, now I sound like Michael. Yeah, she transitions from her normal voice to British to by the end of the movie she sounds like Michael Madsen.
Yeah.
That I would have liked, a progression. No, it's just so weird that, and also, but the thing I was going to say is they keep talking about how they're all the Brimstone Society people are being killed. And so it's also, that's another weird thing, because it's like Ben Kingsley and his Thrall army has been systematically killing all the vampire hunters. So that's another thing where I have a question about what is this place, because they keep talking about how like the dwindling numbers, then this is some kind of refuge. Yeah, this must be some kind of people who are like in agreement with the Brimstone Society but aren't actually part of it. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. But the movie in no way attempts to like address what this is. It just I don't think I've ever seen a movie care less about like following a trajectory of where anyone is going from scene to scene. It just doesn't matter.
No. Yeah, and again, like we mentioned, Billy Zane is in this every 25 minutes to show up and go, have you heard from my daughter yet?
Well, because that's the scene here is they're all having dinner or whatever, and then Michelle Rodriguez is like, I got to step outside, and goes outside to write, Dear Dad, the things are going well here at the castle or whatever.
Yeah. And
then this is also where we find out that, once again, through a scene of exposition with our Uwe Boll regular, Will Sanderson as Domisteer is like, congratulations, sir. All you need is the eye. That does happen here, where he's like, you've collected all the things. Right. And
you've got the other two.
And also, it's happened off screen, but apparently this is also where they establish that only Michael Madsen and the other guy they're the last Brimstones left.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Because then that's weird, because then they go to another Brimstone Society fortress and everyone's dead there.
Right, that's right.
So, wait a minute. So
I mean, again, it basically makes it seem like anytime they mention the society, I go, is the society just these three people now? And it turns out, yeah, it kind of is.
Yeah.
And one of them is a double agent anyway. So
Right. Yeah, one of them is, yeah. But like I said, but then they make her a double agent. You don't have to do this thing where it's like, well, I don't want to, but if my dad's a vampire, I got to go with him. You're like, just make her evil. Don't try to complicate things. You're Bloodrayne.
Even she, basically is hating on Rain at the beginning. I don't trust her. And then, we're friends now. And then at the end, but now we're not because I've been
that reminds me, what it is the double agent thing is Billy Zane, when he gets the letter from Michelle Rodriguez, Domisteer brings that to him, and then he's like, hey man, I'm actually working to overthrow Ben Kingsley. That's the thing. That's why it's the third thing. She is not in favor of Ben Kingsley. She's in favor of her father's also a vampire, but would be a better vampire king than Ben Kingsley.
Only that's not laid out as clearly as you just said.
No, because the fact I just had to look through notes and then go, right, and I watched this movie yesterday, is not a good sign for a screenplay.
Nope.
But yeah, and the guy's like, what are you, crazy? I'm not going to help you overthrow Ben Kingsley. And Billy Zane's like, oh, well, that's too bad.
My wig says otherwise.
I can't. Please, folks, don't watch this movie, but do go on the IMDb for this movie and look at photos of him in this wig. Because
he's had bad ones before.
He has had bad ones, but you know what? I think his Phantom one was pretty good.
Oh, it looked fine.
Yeah,
it looked great.
Because we know he's always been bald. I don't remember a time when he.
Well, yes, from birth.
Well, yes, from birth, yeah. But like, I mean, even the thing, a movie no one remembers. Only You with Marissa Tomei and Robert Downey Jr. Do you remember this romantic comedy?
Yes.
There's a whole thing in the movie where he's like a hunky guy, Billy Zane, who's interested in Marissa Tomei, and then his toupee gets ripped off. So, and that was like 1992. So even in that, the joke is that he was bald. So it's like, he's been wearing hair pieces forever. Oh, and of course his hairpiece in Titanic is great because no expense was spared.
No, again, a very good one.
Yeah.
But this is, again, a thing with, trying to be medievally, so it's kind of another mullet.
Yeah.
But it's just
what I like is every time they showed him, it felt like I was noticing more of it. Like I didn't pick up on that it was long the first time. I go like, oh, he kind of has like a short-haired toupee on,
a ponytail,
and then when they go back, I'm like, oh god, there's a ponytail aspect to it. Oh god, it's like, and you're just like, oh, it's so bad. And also they're trying to do this like tousled front to it too, and just like it's really bad. But like I said, I think I got to go Madsen for worst wig in this thing, though.
Oh yeah, no, it's bad.
That thing is an atrocious.
Well, we spend a lot more time with it.
We do spend a lot more time, so I could really take in just how hideous it is. It's really bad. I do like that a lot of the pictures from the premiere are of Billy Zane, who's barely in the movie, but he was all over the premiere.
I can't believe he went.
He's there with it. He's there with. Remember when he was in a relationship with model actress Kelly Brook?
No.
Yeah, she was like a super hot British model.
I'm sure
of the time.
that whoever's dating Billy Zane's probably going to be super hot.
I mean, I will say the guy still looks good actually. And we're
an incredibly handsome man.
I'm a card carrying Zaniac, so
the thing is, he has nothing to do in this movie.
Yeah. But he's actually he's still better than most of the actors in it in his couple scenes.
He is. The reason is that clearly Uwe Boll just let him do whatever he wanted. And so he's doing almost camp, which I enjoy.
And he's good at that, actually.
Yeah. He is literally just goofing.
The man is just inherently charming too. You know what I mean? Like I just like the guy. And so I always want him to be in better stuff. Anytime he showed up on an Action Shelf movie, Listman and I both were always like, well, Zane was good in this.
And I also encourage him to do more comedy because the guy's really...
He's very funny. If anyone saw him on MacGruber, the show, he was fucking hilarious. He was. Really funny. He's also made a couple of cameo appearances on The Boys as himself, and he's very funny. He's very funny.
Well, God bless Billy Zane.
Yeah, but like I said,
he's in here for
I only half-jokingly said the Zaniac thing. I do support the man. A shout out to Syke as well for giving me the term Zaniac. All right. So
I'm glad you're giving them credit.
Yeah, why do I want it? Yeah, I didn't come up with that. Anyway. Oh yeah, here's another thing too. This is the scene with the black powder where you have the whole thing where it's like we're gearing up for the final battle, but then I don't see that they have any different weapons than they did before. This is also where she gets the outfit that is no different than what she had before. It's like we're going into the climax of the movie, so everybody's got to get your weapons and but then I'm like, they don't have anything they didn't already have.
Yeah, exactly. You would expect this to be like gearing up sequence where it's like we are on our way to do this
because there's
but nothing. Nothing.
They introduced this guy who's kind of like the Brimstone Society's Q, who's like, come back here and I'll show you what we've been working on, and you're like, what are you guys working on? Yeah,
we've been working on nothing.
Doesn't he open up a box and give her just different arm blades?
Yep.
But they look the same as the other ones.
They look exactly the same.
Because Bradson has some line where he's like, consider it a gift from the Brimstone Society. It's just like, well, then she has to put on a present face and go, gee, thanks.
It's like, oh, this is great.
Yeah, super wonderful. So
now I can do exactly what I did before.
So then that's when they go to the other Brimstone Society place where everyone's dead, and finding all those dead people is where this is where Rain's like, no, it's getting too dangerous. There's only a few Brimstone people left. I've got to go after Ben Kingsley on my own. And they don't tell Michael Madsen, but Matthew Davis, who by the way his character's name's Sebastian, who could care, but he's the one who's like, no, I get it. You just be careful, because we're kind of in love, I guess.
Yeah.
Boy, there's no chemistry between these two.
There really isn't.
No.
Though they did have prison door sex.
That's the thing. Even there's still no heat between them, even when they were actively fucking. That's the kind of movie we're dealing with here. They're literally having intense sex, and I'm still going, I don't feel anything between these two.
No. Also, and this.
Oh, and they exchanged necklaces. That's the other thing.
Oh, that's right.
God, she gives him the cross, and then it almost he gives her something, and then she's like, it really played as unintentionally awkward comedy to me, where she's just like, oh well, I guess you can have this then. Like if you're gonna give me something, I didn't expect a gift. So how about this? And then she
Yeah,
says,
would you
"This
like
will,"
the crucifix that I've been
and she
having for the
says,
whole
"This will
movie?
protect you." Spoiler: it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
They can off this guy. This guy goes out.
Yeah.
I guess if this is going to be across time, then he goes out in a Steve Trevor manner, where it's like, well, it wouldn't have worked anyway.
I do have to say that by the end of the movie, the Brimstone Society is Rain. That's it.
Well, that's the other thing I kind of like is like they don't actually accomplish that much. Like they do kill Ben Kingsley, but he pretty much has laid waste to everyone else. So it's a fairly hollow victory to me. That it's just So I wonder, is the next movie going to be her then? Well, I guess we'll find out. But like
building
a new. Is that where she's going to
Brim-
need to recruit Pat Garrett?
Well, I think she would hopefully have done something in the 300 years probably between when this takes place and the Old West.
Nope. Well, no,
Nope,
not 300 years, as we've talked about. This is supposedly the 1700s. So like,
I'm being
100
facetious because this has to be 300 years. This is not the 1700s.
Well, I don't know.
This is not the 1700s.
Uwe Boll says it absolutely is. We were so true to period detail.
Uwe, call me because I have an issue with that.
Man, he wasn't true to historical detail because he wasn't even true to the script, man.
No. Oh, script is not a word in his vocabulary.
The what?
I'm just going to make a movie where I get to be a Nazi. It's going to be awesome.
This is all just to get to that.
Keep your eye on the prize, Uwe.
Sooner or later, you'll get your Nazi movie.
It's so grim. All right.
So yeah. Oh, so Rain sneaks into this cave and just perfectly hears Michelle Rodriguez talking about her evil machinations now, or at least evil, but in a different direction than Ben Kingsley machinations. And it's like, what?
The convenience of the plot needs to move.
And we're in a cave that has a body of water of some sort in it, so we can have an underwater fight.
Well, the thing is that one of the artifacts gets tossed in the water, and she's like, I need that shit, right? So Michelle Rodriguez goes after it, and Rain
but how does the thing
goes
get tossed
out, and they
in
have
the
an
water?
underwater cat fight.
Yeah, which is not as exploitational as one would expect.
No. And ends with essentially just stabbing Michelle Rodriguez. She's done.
Yeah.
This is where she dies.
Yeah. And you're just like, I'm sad that she's gone, but also happy for Michelle Rodriguez's career.
Yes. Yeah. In other words, when she left, it's like, you're going on to better things.
Yeah. It's just like, she's like, I got to get back in those Fast and Furious movies. Let me call Vin Diesel and see what's going on.
You know, I'm not the world's biggest fan. I do enjoy them to some degree, but that is a much better use of a Michelle Rodriguez.
Yeah, she does. Let's see. This was 2005. Yeah, this is definitely her lost period because it's 2009 when she comes back to the Fast and Furious franchise. Then it's that, then to Avatar, and then she's on her ascent back. Oh, she is awesome in Machete. The first Machete.
I have not seen either Machetes.
I saw both in the theater.
That says a lot about you.
Well, I don't know if anyone who knows the things I like would be surprised by that.
No.
I'm still waiting for Machete kills again, ... in space that was promised at the end of the second one. So
they got to hurry up because as much as I love that man, he's getting a little old.
That is one of those that where every couple months I do see Rodriguez go like, "Oh yeah, still working on that."
Jesus.
for the 4 people that care.
Yeah,
and I'm one of them though. It's just me, Robert. It's actually just me, Robert Rodriguez, and Danny Trejo that care. And so I'm just calling them, going, "When's that happening, guys? When's Machete going to space?" All right. So yeah, so then she goes. This is another sort of. There's so many times where this movie's going like, all right, here we go. Yeah. Like,
and then you get nothing.
Because it's
every battle sequence is awkward and lame. He keeps doing this trick. This is of course the cheap director trick.
Yeah.
Which is someone makes a move, like they're doing something like swinging the sword or swinging a punch.
Yeah.
But what it is it's then a hard cut to the effect shot where there is no movement involved. It's the aftermath.
Right.
So you see someone going, but then you cut to a pretty static shot of the sword when someone's head goes right. And in other words, there's no through line of an actual movement. It's just the hard cut. He's like going, see, I have been very efficient. You're like, no, you're calling attention to the fact that the effect shot costs too much, and you're really
the movie is movies like this
choppy.
Yeah, are constantly breaking up whatever momentum there is to plot or action. Because so here's the thing where she's like, that's it. Now I'm going to Ben Kingsley's castle. She gets there and then there's just immediately lets herself be captured and put in a cell. And then Michael Madsen.
She shows up going, I've got the eye. And they're like, well, great, come on in.
And so then Michael Madsen and the other guy have my favorite character, the other guy. They show up and they're like, well, if they've taken her, then we got to rush in there. So they rush in there, get a couple of sword swings, and then they get captured and put in a cell. I'm just going like, what a movie, folks.
Yes.
It's just, this always is one of those things that I go back to a lot where I'm just like, have you seen other movies? Does pacing like this occur in other films? Yeah, that's not how a movie functions.
Don't tell that to Mr. Bowl.
Yeah.
He's got his own, style.
Heavily inspired by one Lenny Riefenstahl. All right. I just love the mountains. I love the footage of mountains.
When they are marching in perfect synchronization, it is amazing.
It's all about aesthetics. I don't know about underlying political messages. I think there is some weird shit about him and that kind of stuff, actually, which I know it's a huge shock. Huge shock, I know, right?
Yeah, that's not really not telling me anything I didn't know.
Yeah, and I do like, as we talked about, he continues to box movie critics, thinking that somehow then, if he beats up a movie...
Wasn't that just a one-timer?
Let's see. Has he done that more than once? No, there's a few. There's a few, unfortunately.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
You don't like my movies? I'll see you in the ring.
His fighting name, by the way, is Raging Bull.
Oh, Christ.
He did try to fight Michael Bay, which I love Michael Bay just being like,
yes.
No. And of course, Uwe Boll is like, he's scared. It's like, no, he just doesn't think anything of you.
Yeah.
It's the Don Draper, I don't think about you at all.
Oh.
Harsh. Anyway, all right, back to this movie. So they're all captured. And then, once again, the movie's so... For how much expositional dialogue there is, it's so bad at building exposition. You never know what's happening. Because all of a sudden, Ben Kingsley needs all these talismans. So now that he has her there, they're all in the building together. And they're going to do some kind of ritual, because then Michael Madsen has to go like, well, if I've done my vampire research correct, I believe, and he's sitting, of course, once again, I believe this is a ritual to remove the soul of someone.
Yeah.
So is the idea being he's going to take away her soul, and then she'll be his weapon because she's got the talent?
Maybe.
I mean, your guess is as good as mine, I guess.
Also, I mean, yeah, but he also seems like he, ceremony or not, ritual or not, he also just has like a knife. He's about to just literally cut the eye out of her head.
Well, because he gives her this whole thing, which is very shitty Star Warsy, right? Where he goes like, all right, your last chance. How about you join me? And we rule the galaxy together as father and daughter. Yeah, and once again, it's so weird that he was like, I always wanted to play a vampire. It's like, well, you don't exactly, like, swing for the fences with this performance.
He gets a couple of, fang moments.
But I just think, like, it's sort of a thing, if I think of an actor, like, I'm just going to take it to play a vampire in a silly movie, you would think he'd really go for it with, like, a campier performance. True. And he really doesn't. I was kind of surprised. So they start the ritual, but of course... Right when it starts, Madsen and the other guy escape and start fighting. They come into the ceremony. Everybody's just... he loves... This is the big effect he could do. How many times does he cut to just a close-up of a blade going across someone's gut and it slices open and sprays blood? Like, they go to that a lot in here.
Yeah, he spent most of the budget on little air cannons to spray blood.
Yeah.
And I do know, this sounds grim, but I do know, sure, you can hit certain arteries and there will be blood spray.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter where anyone in this movie gets cut.
It's arterial spray from everywhere.
Yeah. I feel bad for the forensics people because they are going to be really overwhelmed.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Every one of these people had a severe arterial cut.
Dexter is going to be so busy.
Oh, he's going to be so busy.
Yeah, because lest we forget, he was a blood spray.
Man, I would love it if Dexter took on a vampire. Why can't I get that movie?
Yeah, there you go. Dexter versus Dracula. Come on, Michael C. Hall. You've got another one in you, right?
Oh, dear.
I think he, at this point, is now like, please stop talking to me about Dexter.
Did that reboot happen?
It did, and it was not...
And then it went away?
Yeah, it wasn't good.
Okay, I never watched.
Yeah,
I loved the original series up to a point.
Yeah. I was very excited because they were going to fix it, and then actually everybody, the reaction was like, actually, we'll take the lumberjack ending. This is worse, actually. Never mind.
You know what? It's fine.
That was the thing. It was like they got the original showrunner back. He's going to get it right this time, and then we all went, "Oh no, this is actually worse." Never mind. They should have stopped. Yeah, it was not good. It's a.
Was he still doing his sister?
No.
Okay. Good.
Well, because she died at the end of the show.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Wait, she's in it as a ghost memory. She takes over what was his father.
So she got some more work. Actually, I always liked that actress.
Jennifer Carpenter, very good. Yeah.
Yeah.
She does a lot of voice work.
That's good.
Yeah.
I like it.
So anyway, there's a lot of stabbing in here, and then Ben Kingsley eventually gets in a duel with Rain, gets the upper hand on her, and then, God, the way he goes out in this movie.
It's not good.
It's not good. Because he does kill Michael Madsen, who's like, thank God. I actually heard him go, oh, thank God. But
he fell very slowly, and he's like going, you got those cushions down there? Oh, that's great.
That's the stuff.
I'm just going to take a nap down here.
You're cool to cover this mini bar bill, right? That's in the production set. I was all good. I could take whatever I wanted. Okay, perfect.
Listen, I emptied out the fridge in my hotel room.
He's just shoveling it all into like a bag.
Even the macadamia nuts. So look,
I took everything. That, right? Oh no, I actually did leave the bottles of water though. Those I did not need.
Don't need that at all. I'm hydrated enough.
So he dies, but the only thing that they do use that they get from the Q guy is this jar of holy water, because that's right. This is so stupid though. He's like, hey Kagan, catch.
Okay, all right. In concept,
yeah.
I mean, and again,
in concept, this is a cool way to kill a vampire.
This isn't a good action beat, but the whole idea of like, as a distraction, catch, I'm throwing you this bottle of holy water.
Mm-hmm.
A vampire who's he's focused on killing the person underneath him.
Yeah.
Why would he reach out and catch anything to begin with?
I don't know.
But not only does he reach out and catch it, this is all on Uwe Boll. Not only does he catch it, and it should have just, broke open that, and not him catching it. But instead, he holds it. And the way Uwe Boll films it is that he holds it for what seems like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And then we also see young dude lining up his shot for what seems like 3 minutes before he lets his little cross bolt go, and it shatters the glass, and then the holy water. And it's like Ben Kingsley's like going, oh, good shot. Oh!
Yeah. Yeah.
Why did he catch it to begin with? Why didn't he just let it go somewhere else?
I don't know why, yeah.
It's just if he saw the guy lifting the bolt, maybe he should throw the bottle away. Because he has so much time to do that.
That's the craziest part of it to me. I will actually, though it makes no sense, give them him catching the bottle. It doesn't make sense, but okay, let's say that. Him just holding it and being like, huh?
It is what? On the timing.
Because the guy has to pull back the fucking thing. Hold on, I gotta let it catch.
It is there forever. He had time to look at it and go, what is this?
Yeah.
Before the arrow came flying.
And then he's burning up, and then Rain gets the final kill, stab to the heart on him. And he's dead, but oh no, our young hunter guy is mortally wounded.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. And he gets oh God, this dialogue exchange I did write down. She says, "No, don't go." And he says, "It's my time, but Kagan is finished." And dies.
She does at least, and at least they're leaning into a vampire movie. Like she's about to bite him, obviously to turn him, and he's like, "No, don't do that. That's the last thing I would want. I don't want to be a vampire.
I've devoted my life to killing vampires, so that's the absolute last thing I would ever want."
So at that point, it's just sort of this whole, okay, I will let you go.
Just when you think this movie can't get worse, the next 10 minutes are her going and sitting on Ben Kingsley's throne. I thought, there's your last shot. She sits on the throne, movie ends.
It is the last shot, but we have to go away for a stupid ass.
I can't believe this. I was going like, this is, what am I, and she's just remembering the movie. You basically get like a couple minutes.
She's remembering all of the violent scenes from the movie because, again, it's like when I said that is the director's cut, it is. It's literally him going like, great, those shots that I could only get away with quick cuts to get my R rating.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to show you longer versions.
Not since that Howling movie where they just showed Sybil Danning taking her top off.
That is what it reminded me of.
Yeah, not since then have we seen this level of.
Also, we've not seen a flashback sequence that has. I mean, I understand that you're trying to show where this character's arc has gone, as in the terrible arc, and now she's settling into a life of loneliness and solitariness, is perhaps like a vampire leader or something. But the whole thing is, no. It's the longest, most pointless flashback sequence. It goes on for 3 minutes.
And then she just stands up, gets on a horse, and rides off, and that's the end of the movie.
Yes. That's
like,
right.
Well, she just goes like, well, I'm done with my memories.
She sits on the throne, sad.
Yeah.
Flashback sequence for 3 minutes, cuts back to her, still on the throne, in tight close-up, and then she does a little smile like, oh, well.
Yep.
And then, yes, she gets on a horse and rides away.
And says,
and you're like, what
God, I hope the western part of America is awesome, because I'm going to go there.
I'll be there in a few hundred years.
Anyway, so ends Bloodrayne, and it's just part 1, folks.
Yeah, God.
These are spread out. We don't have to do these in any. It's not going to be in quick succession, thank God.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
So do you recommend this, John?
Lord, no, absolutely not.
What if you're a Uwe Boll completist?
Well, I guess you've already got other problems if you're an Uwe Boll
I saw a lot of people online actually saying reviews going, he's a terrible director, and this is probably the best thing he did.
I will say I have seen worse from him.
Holy shit!
The Far Cry movie is much worse than this, and the Far Cry movie is terrible. But
so
then this is terrible.
The best he did,
I think this is. I think this and Dungeon Siege. In my memory, I haven't seen Dungeon Siege in a long time, but similar where it was like, okay, he had some resources and shockingly good casts. So imagine this same level, but less money, worse actors going forward.
He doesn't make sense.
No, he doesn't.
His career doesn't make sense.
And he's still making stuff all the time. He still makes at least a movie a year. I just don't know where he's getting that money.
He's not Ed Wood bad, and he's not Asylum
I wish he was
bad.
Ed Wood bad, though, because at least then, because the thing is, it's not fun. He's just, all of his movies are just bad. Like, he's just bad at directing. Yep. I think only the Bloodrayne movies connect us with him, so we'll just have to do these. Anyway, though, we're going to get a little prestigious next week on the show, Brendan, because we're going from Uwe Boll to probably about as far away as you can get. Masterpiece Theater.
Oh, but this is the one that he directed for Masterpiece.
That's right. This is the one time it was like, I have an idea. I just love Masterpiece Theater. Yeah, this is but no, we are watching Masterpiece Theater's Dracula.
Oh boy. And surprisingly, I have not seen this.
I have not seen it either. Good cast in this, though. We've got David Suchet, Rafe Spall, Dan Stevens, Sophia Myles, Tom Burke. These are all good, solid British actors. You know, we talked about these can be a little dull.
Too many Brits for me. These
can often be a little dull. But I'm kind of ready for that vibe now after these last
I am
few.
too. I'd
It's
like
also
to see something done with care.
it's a tight
and
90 minutes, and it's not like a two-parter or anything like that, which I
oh, it's only
appreciate.
90 minutes.
It's only 90 minutes. It's just a single TV movie. It's made from Granada Television, who also did the famous Sherlock Holmes series with Jeremy Brett. So, like I said,
It will be handsome.
It will be handsome. It may be a little dull, but it's going to be handsome. I'm definitely a lot of actors I like, so should be a better time next week. And like I said, we're looking for inequality at this point.
Please,
because
God.
we're about to enter a whole run of Casper Van Dien. So you know what, folks, just pray for us.
Man,
Yeah, that guy is about to show up a lot on this show.
I don't need that in my life, but that's thanks to you, John.
Hey,
Thank
man,
you.
that's what I'm here for. I also am Casper Van Dien's agent. If anyone wants to book him at a Comic-Con near you, give me a call.
TV's Tarzan.
That's right, kind of, for a little while at least.
For a little bit,
yeah. All right, but that's going to do it for this week's episode of Campbell and Jones Meet the Monsters. I'm John Campbell.
I'm Brendan Jones.
And remember, there are such things as monsters.
Bloodrayne in Spain falls mainly in the plain. I think I got it.